Okay, let's take a look at our next problem here. Turn the machine on. Hit the reset button. Alright, everything, score reel is all reset. Score motor still running, and if we look down a little bit, right there, the tilt is still on. So it looks like the score reel is all reset, but the score motor is continuing to run and tilt does not shut off. What's our problem here? Well, it seems like the obvious answer might be that one of the tilt switches is shorted. So let's take a look. I've got a clip here and here. There are 3 switches in parallel, 3 tilt switches, and one is right here in this track. I'm going to close that switch. Watch the meter. Okay, it shorts out. So that switch isn't shorted out. And then the other one's the tilt bob. Let me move the tilt bob to see what we get there. Yep, it shorts out. And normally it's open. The other switch is up on the playfield. The underside of the playfield, I'll show that in a minute. But I want to show the meter first. I'm going to close the switch. And it shorts. So none of the switches are shorted out. So right here is that tilt switch that is underneath the playfield. See how it closes when it's working normally. Okay, so way down in here, you look right here, there's a piece of paper on the pair of contacts, the single contacts on the tilt relay, the T relay. So right here, there's just this slip of paper is blocking it open. Let's go look at a schematic. All right, so here is the solution for the tilt problem we had. The T relay is probably one of the simplest relays on the machine. There's one set of contacts, one pair of contacts. It's a normally closed set of contacts, and that's what we had blocked open. So even though we had hooked an ohm meter right here and right here, and we were seeing open, which meant that the T tilt relay could never energize. Remember, we had the ohm meter hooked here and here, and we closed each switch, and we would see the circuit closing, but all the switches were open, so we knew it wasn't a switch that was accidentally closed. Even though that T relay wasn't firing, we were having problems, and the problem was this normally closed switch was open, which meant that this H relay could not energize. Without that tilt hold relay energized, the machine's not going to work. Now, maybe we can look a little farther into why that occurred and why the score motor was on. Okay, I'm going to start working my way into the spider web of some of these startup relays, but we'll try this, and I do apologize if there's a mistake in here. So the problem, in summary, remember we said we blocked open this switch, which means the tilt hold relay, the H relay, could not energize. And our symptom was the machine had a tilt on it, but the score motor was also running. And really the question is, why is that score motor still running? So let's look at a couple of spots where let's look at a spot where that H relay comes into play. And remember on a previous episode, actually it was the episode right before this one, we talked about how the schematic has a mistake on it, I believe, where it's showing this switch is being closed when the machine is fully reset and the ball's in the runway. And you can look at that previous episode to see why that is a mistake. I did confirm visually that both of these are open when a machine is working properly and a ball's in the runway. Both of these contacts are open. They're not closed. However, we are not yet, in this problem, in a fully reset state yet. So, because the tilt hold relay, the H relay, is not energized, I believe this switch is actually closed, which means the U relay will be enabled. And remember, the U relay is the first ball relay. And when a machine is normally working, that first ball relay is activated during reset. If the U relay is enabled, and remember the schematic shows after machine has fully reset, we're still in reset. I believe what happens is the U relay is enabled, so this closes, and then as part of the startup, the S relay is going to be closed and the motor's turning. That's going to enable the AX relay. So the AX relay is turned on. All right, so big deal. What's that mean? Well, if we look at the motor, score motor, remember there's a whole bunch of parallel switches. There's an AX switch contact. And remember that AX is a latch relay. So U, as long as U is closed and S is closed and motor 1D pulses once, that's going to latch AX on. AX is going to stay on, which means this score motor is going to run until AX reset occurs. Now, what I did, and I know I'm jumping around on paper quite a bit here. Remember, our problem was I had a piece of paper right here. I pulled that piece of paper out, and when I pulled that piece of paper out, the U relay de-energized. It stopped running. So why do we think that happened? Because the switch opened, so that's going to shut off the U relay, so it's not going to run. And then right after that, the AX relay reset. So why is that? Well, if U shuts off, I believe that means that this switch closed, and then when the motor pulsed, AX reset occurred, so that then the score motor AX switch contact opened and the reset continued. I know that's a lot of words. What I'm basically saying is when I pulled out this piece of paper on this T set of contacts, then the U relay and the AX relay both reset to a de-energized state. Okay, I'm gonna show this machine in interrupted startup with that slip of paper in on the tilt relay, and I'm going to turn the machine on. We'll watch the relay bank as it runs through startup sequence. There's power, and we hit reset. Okay, score reels reset, and you can see the score motors running. Pay close attention to the AX relay and the U relay. When I pull that piece of paper out, you'll see the U relay close, you'll see the U relay de-energized, and then you'll see the AX relay de-energized. I'm going to pull the piece of paper out, and now we have full startup.